Worm Bluenothing EP review. Let's chat about it. Hey friends, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning here tonight to chat about this latest EP from Worm, who are a Florida-based metal act. They've been at it for a few years now, and for a while they've been dabbling in some of the more extreme sounds of metal. And the first time I heard about them was around the time of their Gloomlord album, which it was fine. It's an album that's sort of pulled from a lot of different genres like doom metal, sludge metal, black metal, and some death metal, and did it all respectively. Not only that, but the wall of production on this album that I heard was pretty promising. I just wish that some of the vocals to me really stuck out more. I honestly thought they were kind of forgettable. Not only that, but I just kind of wish they had a cohesive idea behind the album. We didn't get that, but I was still looking in their direction, and I thought that they really shaped things up very nicely on their next album, Foreverglade. This time around, I was just as enjoying the production on this thing, just how great it sounded, but not only that, I was much more enamored with just the world that they were building around their sound. Their attention to detail really stood out to me. Which leads me to this new EP, Bluenothing, and leading up to it, they dropped a single that might be one of the best metal tracks I've heard all year. Let's chat about it. This EP starts off with the title track, Bluenothing, and it is an awesome tune. Right off the bat, I have the chills, like, in a big way. Like, the hair on my arm actually stood up listening to this track. Like I said, they've been dabbling in all sorts of genres of metal for a while, but just hearing the atmosphere on this track alone, it's exciting, man. It's dark and incredibly vast and epic. Worm on this EP have done their homework. They are pulling directly from the books of Emperor and Over. But they clearly have done their homework because their appreciation of this sound and the appreciation of the attention to detail in this sound is all here. It's bold, oddly heartfelt at times, but also just crushing. I'm just gonna say it. I love my metal. Watch that. I'm just going to say it, I love my metal just visual as hell, and if you are anything like me, this EP is a must listen. It's also ghoulish, completely over the top, sort of can be at times, but once again, that is where I like my metal. And don't get it twisted, this thing is heavy as hell and justifies its plus 12-minute length. On the other hand, Centuries of Ooze 2 sounds like a blackened funeral dirge. An absolutely gutting, guttural, and animalistic one, but still a blackened funeral dirge by the books. I mean, just know going into this, you are getting the very spooky sounds of a lot of very spacey synths, a dense atmosphere, a fantastic use of group choir vocals as well. If these are things you like in your metal, much like myself, this is going to be a feast. Yeah, Worm have done their homework, and it shows. This is a great track. This EP as its whole is such a great experience, which leads me to Shadowside Kingdom. I mean, I foreshadowed it earlier. This is one of the best metal tracks I've heard all year. This brings me back to being a teenager and getting into bands like Behemoth for the first time. I mean, it's so campy at points, like I'm halfway expecting Vincent Price to start narrating it. Not a bad thing, though. Yeah, the atmosphere is unbelievable. The chanting is so effective, and the soloing is really well done. But then it opens up into a shockingly brutal, crushing track. Blistering solos, guttural vocals that will rip right through you, and a sense of regality that I just love in my blackened doom metal or blackened death metal. Hell yes. And, you know, if I had to nitpick, Invoking the Dragon Moon, it's probably my least favorite track here. This track is all atmosphere, but sadly, not a lot of substance. And yeah, it has great moments where I get the chills listening to what they are doing, and I commend that quite a bit, but this to me could have been incorporated into one of the other 3 tracks here, or at least portions of it, and it would be probably even more of an enjoyable EP. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hell yes. This is not only one of the best metal projects I've heard of the year, this is one of the best EPs I've heard of the year, and just one of the most crushing experiences I've listened to all year. It is epic. It is vast. The atmosphere is to die for. The performances are all there, and I, for one, am very excited to see what this band is going to do next. I'm on board, whatever it is. Feeling a decent 8 on this EP. This thing absolutely rips, but let me know what you all think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.